Hello and welcome to Flashback Generations.
Hiya.
Today Pete and I are here to talk about a golden oldie, a real grandfather of all games, and we're here to talk about why, of course, it's Agricola.
What is it?
So Agricola, depending on how you want to say it, is one of the earliest that I ever saw worker placement games. Big granddaddy of them all. And what you're trying to do, basically you're running a farm and you're placing workers and gathering resources with the aim of scoring as many points in the end game as possible. You've got a path, which is a set number of rounds, so you're on a time limit. And it's just about managing your resources and gathering more than everybody else.
What do you get?
What we have here is the base game as well as Farmers of the Moor. You get a lot of content, to be honest. Every game you start, you decide which deck you're going to play, which is easy, interactive, difficult, and then there's complex. There's all sorts. There's alien invasions. Yeah, they did.
Trying that.
They did a very common theme with a lot of different countries. So Belgium and Netherlands, Germany, all these different places actually have a go with it. Yeah. But typically you get this. So you get a lot of cards with the major upgrades, minor upgrades. You know, so these are all your occupations, everything. You get a lot with the main box, and you get even more with Farmers of the Moor. There is pretty much unlimited replayability, especially with different amount of players playing. What we have is we get nice quality card. The components. These
nice waxy cards.
Yeah, they are. There's no dice involved in this game. This is the first edition of the game, I should point out, and with this, we didn't get the. You can see that the animals are square blocks.
Square blocks, how boring.
So there's that's a pig. It's a square block. Whereas Farmers of the Moor, when they released that, they actually redid it all and said, hey, you know what? We can actually give proper looking sheep and whatever.
Meeples were a thing by then, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that they even went to vegetables and sheep. Carrots, everything went proper.
This is carrots and parsnips and such like. They just count as it's a little bit dull for my liking. But.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's the sort of thing in a modern game you would expect them to do in the beta run.
Oh,
that's what they'd use.
There'd be 28mm plastic resin models by now, no doubt.
Yeah. So it's kind of. I think this game's kind of on the pricey side for like what you get compared to what you would get nowadays. Mm-hmm. I think this is a £40 game or so. This Farmers of the Moor is out of print. It goes for about £200 at the moment.
Really?
Just something stupid.
Right, I won't buy it off you after all.
Yeah. But it's actually what you're paying for is the quality of the game. So there's the artwork's very nice. The artwork is very.
It is, yeah.
It's one theme, one style, and it's not over the top. It's very simplistic.
It's the Carcassonne style thing, isn't it? But it's just it's zoomed in, a bit more detailed. There's little interiors of rooms and things like that illustrated and all that. So it's really nice.
Is it any good?
This game, I have to say, is an absolute favourite of mine. It got me back into gaming back in 2010. After a long break, I'm going to call it. This game absolutely blew me away with its complexity.
I mean, I've never played it. It's been around for years, obviously, and I've seen it around. Never played it, so we've played a lot of quite complex board games the last year or so, haven't we? And this one really did baffle me for the longest time while we were playing it. Don't know why. It's not that bad really. It's the thing. I mean, my overall feeling was it's good. It's complex. It's deep. There's no conflict in it, at least in the version we played. So we were just building our farm and gathering resources, which I found a little bit dull.
Yeah,
there was only slight ways of interfering with what the other guys were doing.
The conflict comes in a very subtle way, either with your occupations, how you actually treat other people.
Yeah.
You can kind of bully players in this more than anything.
Yeah.
So what you start doing is starvation cards, so you can actually make people lose points. Right. So your objective is you want to get as many points as possible. But to do that, a lot of the times people will say, that guy's running away with it. How do we stop him? Well, let's all bully him. Make sure that he starves in the end phase, for instance. So, you know,
There's a bit of that, isn't
you can start... you start wasting your own turns as long as the rest of the players are okay with it.
Yeah.
But you know that to me is an advanced way of playing it. I've played this game, I would say, at least 30 times.
Right.
So it's a friendly game though at the same time.
It can be. You can play it soft, couldn't you, with the family or something?
Definitely, yeah. There's no reason why you should be mean to each other.
Yeah.
I prefer a mean game of this though.
Yeah, it's always more interesting, isn't it, if it's a war.
Yeah.
But that said, the theme lets it down for me, because you're warring over carrots and pigs and maybe the occasional exciting horse or wild boar. And I've been spoiled over the last year or two with, you know, colonising Mars, time travel, all sorts of things, pandemic, legacy, you know, amazing themes, really gripping stories. And this is about growing carrots. So for me, I was like, I can see why it's brilliant, but the theme is not grabbing me that much.
I'll say this in the start of this video. I claim that this is the Godfather, the granddad of all the games. I believe that this game is very much responsible for the resurgence of board games.
Big part of it, at the very least.
This is the reason why today there's gaming cafes popping up and stuff, and it is a fan favorite. That said, I do see a lot of the mechanics used and borrowed and taken, abused if you like, and bettered.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that this game is infallible. You know, like a lot of stuff, like I don't know, music for instance. You know, you can see there's an idea.
No new ideas, is there? And people just mix it up.
It's
like
mixed
Stone
up and it's
Age
better.
and, you know, all the other worker placement.
Yeah. So has it had its day?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if it's, you know, I'd never played it and I kind of liked it and it was good. And if somebody hadn't been spent the last year playing all the most awesome board games available right now, was introduced to this, they'd be like, whoa, this is not Cluedo.
Yeah.
And they'd be very impressed and they'd probably really enjoy it. So I think it's still got legs, definitely.
So
and some people might really be into carrots and pigs, I don't know.
Well, we normally talk about how can it branch off in the future and how can we get a better version of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But we decided that there's not much point to, like, Farmers of the Moor, in my opinion, is all you need for this game. Need, I'd say, is a hard word as well. It's not a requirement. The base game is definitely needed, but the Farmers of the Moor is enhancements. You get to you add in lots of muck into your starting field. For
you have to play the fields.
You get a new thing where you get a heat phase for the winter. You have to you get a new resource, which is the horses, which are points. But you know, overall the game actually doesn't change. It's just added in a lot more. All the other
So the future of this game was the you know, the next 10-15 years of the board game industry, really, in large part, wasn't it?
It didn't need another future. I mean, Yui Rosenberg, the guy who made it, I see he's still making quite a lot of stuff. They all look just as complex.
Yeah.
I would love to play some of them, but I think, as Pete said, we're gaming a lot. We're just playing all these other awesome games, and his games are very devoted. You need to actually kind of sit down and really take in what he's telling you to do. We have gaming groups that do that sort of thing. So hopefully in time that's where we'll go.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is. It's a superb. In my opinion, this is a game that you must play in your life. If you know someone who has it, do get it out and have a game. You can play it with your mum and dad. You know.
My mum and dad wouldn't have got their heads around it. We could have tried and had a lot of fun doing it.
All right, guys. Well, cheers for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.